Minnesota Senate Energy, Utilities, Environment, and Climate Committee will come to order. It's Wednesday, March 15th, 2023. It is 12:30 p.m. and we're in room 1150 of the Minnesota Senate building. Welcome, everybody. A quorum is present. Busy agenda today. If need be, we will have to return tonight. And with that, let's get right to business. Senate File 2757, Senator McEwen. Senator McEwen, welcome to the testifiers table.
Thank you very much.
To your bill.
Great. Okay. All right. Let's see. Just want to make sure I'm in the right space.
Senator, we show A1 amendment.
Yes, thank you. That is
Senator
what I was just going
McEwen
to.
offers the A1 amendment.
And, Mr. Chair, would you like me to speak briefly?
Just going
to
to
the
say, if you want to
amendment?
describe the A1, Senator, please.
I'm happy to do that. So on the A1 amendment, let's see here. On the first portion, line 1.2 adds be or. This is a technical change. It is the intent to exempt electric co-ops and the municipal utilities from the impact of the bill. When the bill language was reviewed by the co-ops and the municipal utilities, they asked for this change.
Thank you.
And then on lines 1.3 through 1.7, this language exempts Minnesota Power and Xcel Energy. Both of these companies have made progress toward renewables, as we know. Note that the bill also exempts electric co-ops and municipal utilities as well.
Thank you for the description. Senator McEwen, members, I see no hands. All in favor of adopting the A1 amendment, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The A1 amendment is adopted. Senator McEwen, to your bill as amended.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members, for the opportunity to present Senate File 2757, a bill that will enable Minnesota to take advantage of distributed hybrid renewable systems as a way to meet our clean energy goals. What are distributed hybrid renewable systems? Simply put, these systems are integrated renewable energy generation projects which utilize proven commercial scale wind and solar technology to provide winter and summer peak energy and capacity to rural communities. Distributed hybrid renewable systems can provide cost-effective, stable energy in a way that enhances grid stability and reliability. These systems can blend clean power into the grid by being connected mid-grid, immediately before a rural community substation. This bill sets the rate which a public utility would purchase the energy generated from a distributed hybrid renewable system after the applicant has gone through a federal, state, and local approval process. Under current federal law, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission has streamlined the authority for the connection of distributed generation systems of less than 5 megawatts, called the Fast Track Interconnection Process. If approval is secured, then the language of Senate File 2757 will kick in. This bill would require a public utility to purchase all energy and capacity made available by the qualifying facility at 60% of the public utility's current average residential retail rate, plus 100% of the energy fuel adjustment charge. A qualifying facility is a facility with a capacity between 1,000 kilowatts and 5,000 kilowatts of both wind and solar that is interconnected with a public utility at a single point of interconnection. And Mr. Chair, I have two testifiers in support of the bill.
Thanks, Senator McEwen. I show Dan Jewell and Bruce Gerhardsen. If you could come forward, please, or are they online, Senator McEwen?
Dan Jewell is here.
Mr. Jewell, welcome to the committee. Please come forward. And Senator, I have a Bruce Gerhardson on the list, so why don't we have Mr. Jewell identify himself and present his testimony. Mr. Jewell, welcome to the committee. If you could please give your name and present your testimony. Keeping it to a couple, 3 minutes if that's possible.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. My name is Dan Jewell. I'm a longtime wind energy and renewable energy developer in Minnesota, and I've been active in the business for about 45 years. I actually built the first wind farm for Northern States Power in 1986 on the Buffalo Ridge, down in Senator Weber's neck of the woods. The hybrids that we're looking at right now, they're ready today. They're cost effective, and since they're distributed, they provide more reliable power than the equivalent number of turbines and panels connected at one large field. Plus, they can provide winter and summer peak capacity generation and grid stability and keep energy dollars in our Minnesota communities. Our current laws call for two parties to agree on avoided cost. Estimates from independent third-party experts on avoided costs for energy and capacity and deliverability to our communities has always been in the range of 60 to 70% of the average retail rate. In this bill, we are seeking the low end of that range. 60% of retail means utility can mark it up 60 to 65%, sell it at the speed of light without lifting a finger, without investing in any capital, and without taking any risk. Most importantly, this will enable a quicker and more certain path to invest over $1 billion into Minnesota rural communities. If not this plan, much of that investment will be in other states, just like it is today with the majority of large utility generation facilities in the Dakotas. Given our carbon goals and carbon reduction goals and the fact that large renewable generation facilities are having enormous problems with transmission access and generation and permitting, we need the hybrid renewable technology to get renewables online as soon as possible if we want to meet our goals. Thank you, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Jewell. You can stay right there. Mr. Farrell or Mr. Gerhardson?
I'm Mr. Gerhardson.
Mr. Gerhardson, welcome to the committee. Please identify yourself and present your testimony.
Mr. Chair and committee members, thank you for this opportunity to testify. I am testifying in opposition to Senate File 2757. My name is Bruce Gerhardson. I am Vice President of Regulation and Retail Energy Solutions for Otter Tail Power Company, headquartered in Fergus Falls. We oppose the bill because it would be bad for people living in northwestern Minnesota. The bill, as amended, as described, will single out Otter Tail Power Company. There really aren't any other utility providers that it would apply to. It will unreasonably increase the price of electricity for people in some of the state's smallest towns. You may not know the details that I'm going to give you about Otter Tail Power Company, but they're very important. We are the second smallest publicly traded utility in the country, but we serve a very large rural territory. We serve about 200 towns in Minnesota, and those towns have an average size of 600 people. To be clear, we are not against the kind of projects that are envisioned in the bill. We, in fact, see great value in hybrid projects, but we are against the price as is included in the bill. As I have calculated it, if the bill applied to Otter Tail, it would result in about $80 per megawatt hour paid by our customers to developers of these kinds of projects. Now, there is guidance as to the reasonability of this in that in 2018, Otter Tail had a contested proceeding at the Minnesota Public Utilities Commission with the exact kind of project that is envisioned by the bill, and the dispute was with the same developer as is proposing the bill. In that proceeding, after a full contested case, the developer had been proposing a $57 per megawatt hour from the same kind of project, and the commission's conclusion in its order was, It is hardly fair and equitable, a hardly fair and equitable rate in an environment where the record in this matter shows that the current avoided costs of renewables is significantly less. And I quoted that last portion. Our company has demonstrated time and time again that we can generate or otherwise procure solar energy at less than half of the amount that we would be paying under this bill. We can procure wind at about 1/4 of the amount that would be proposed in this bill. Otter Tail, much to the, well, I disagree with what the author stated, that we are not at the forefront of wind and solar development. Otter Tail has been at the forefront of renewable energy development for many years. We've constructed numerous very successful wind projects. We are presently constructing a 49-megawatt solar farm near Fergus Falls at the site of the Hoot Lake coal facility that we decommissioned in 2020. When it was approved by the Public Utilities Commission, the Minnesota Office of Attorney General and others pointed out that it is the single lowest cost solar project that they had seen by anyone. It's also important to note that when the project goes into service later this summer, Otter Tail will have installed solar that is more than double what the large-scale solar standard requires in this state. Our understanding is that Senate File 2757 was introduced, as I mentioned, by a developer, and it would really decimate the ratepayer protections in the existing statute. Again, we're not against the kind of generation, we are only against the pricing. Now, you might also wonder what happened to the project that was proposed, and this was near Red Lake Falls, Minnesota, after the contested case at the commission. Well, in the middle of the contested case proceeding, Juul Energy, which was the original proponent, sold the project to Consolidated Edison. And if you don't know, Con Ed is one of the single largest utilities in the country. They serve, for example, the city of New York City. Con Ed eventually built a wind project at that location, and I think it's quite pointed that Otter Tail Power Company, now the second smallest investor-owned utility in the country, is paying high prices to the development arm of one of the largest companies in the country. It's my understanding that Con Ed has now sold that project on to a German company. Mr. Chairman and committee members, public policy is not well served by allowing private enterprise to use the legislative process to further its business objectives at the expense of electric consumers. We are, again, not opposed to these kinds of projects, but authorizing an end run on the Public Utilities Commission oversight of rates established and instead substituting rates established by legislative fiat is not in the public interest. The cost for this new sweetheart rate would be borne by our electric consumers in places like Winger, Minnesota, one of the towns we serve. They should not be asked to subsidize the interests of private developers. Now, maybe what I would conclude and say, if you would like, I would like to invite you all to come to Fergus Falls. I honestly think that we have as good a demonstration of the energy transition as anywhere, where we have a recently decommissioned coal plant and a replacement project with solar energy. We are not in support of this bill. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gerritsen. I have a John Farrell listed on the testifying table. Mr. Farrell, do you want to come forward?
Of course. No, second.
If you would stay.
I'll come back.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Farrell, welcome to the committee. If you could please introduce yourself and present your testimony. We're hoping for 2-3 minutes if that fits. Fire away.
Yeah, thank you, Chair Frentz and members of the committee. My name is John Farrell. I direct the Energy Democracy Initiative at the Institute for Local Self-Reliance, a nonprofit research organization where I've spent 15 years researching how communities can capture the most benefit from their energy systems. This bill corrects a major failure in state energy policy that has prevented Minnesota communities and electric customers from having access to key sources of affordable electricity. In a landmark electric utility antitrust decision in 1973, the Supreme Court found that investor-owned utility Otter Tail Power, quote, used its monopoly power in the towns in its service area to foreclose competition or gain a competitive advance or to destroy a competitor, all in violation of the antitrust laws. In the 50 years since that ruling, the story has not changed much. Minnesota's utilities leverage their market power to prevent communities from accessing affordable, clean electricity unless it goes through the utility monopoly and benefits utility shareholders. To be fair, Minnesota's not-for-profit utilities aren't much better about sharing the grid. 20 years ago, this legislature passed a bill encouraging the development of this kind of community-scaled clean energy by creating a distributed generation tariff. Since the rules were finalized by the Public Utilities Commission in 2004, the utilities have succeeded in blocking every attempt to build a project under that tariff. State-sponsored studies several years later found hundreds of megawatts of available grid capacity for community-scale projects that could provide affordable electricity, especially to greater Minnesota, with very little grid upgrade costs. And still, utilities have blocked project development. I cover this history a little bit in more detail in a report I wrote in 2020 called Utility Distributed Energy Forecasts. It's also worth noting that the prices that you may hear from the utilities often include what I call at the Institute the farce of free delivery, which is that projects, as were mentioned by Mr. Jewell earlier, are often located directly by the communities that consume the electricity, and the prices that are quoted when we talk about avoided cost might be large scale and require transmission delivery or transmission construction in order to be delivered to consumers. I'll wrap up by saying that community scale projects provide affordable electricity, but they are outgunned, much as we are against the 105 registered lobbyists that serve the 3 investor-owned utilities, as reported recently by the Minnesota Campaign Finance Board. This bill would finally break the anti-competitive logjam and provide many greater Minnesota cities with access to affordable, clean electricity from community-scale energy projects. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Farrell. Members, we're going to go to questions briefly, but I think the chair has the first one. Mr. Jewell, it's a tough committee. We ask tough questions. Why shouldn't this go through the PUC process?
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, I couldn't hear you.
Mr. Jewell, I'm saying, why shouldn't this go through the PUC process?
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We did try that, like Mr. Gerson mentioned earlier. We tried to do that in 2015. We applied to go to Otter Tail to do an avoided cost, and we hired consultants to establish what the avoided cost was. And by the time it got stalled and delayed, the non-response and nothing happened for years. The project didn't get built till almost 2020, almost a 5-year period. And that's kind of the tactic that's used by some utilities, is to stall and delay and cause all kinds of consternations and having hearings and rehearings and all of that. And so we did try to go through the PUC process, but it's so messed up that you just can't. And basically you get starved out. If you try to do something, and you want to get down to what is the true avoided cost, you get starved out. And that's the reason why Con Ed bought that project, was because it got stalled out for so long. It was either going to die or they picked it up and took it. They wanted to put it in the ground. They felt it had merit.
Thank you, Mr. Jewell, for that. With that, we'll go to member questions. I see Senator Gruenhagen, and then Senator Weber, and then Senator Green. Senator Gruenhagen.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, Mr. Jewell, the follow-up question is on the testimony that we heard, according to the pricing in here, which I think is contained on 1.16, they said their price for this alternative energy could be half or 25% of what's required in this bill. And it's going to hit a lot of small towns, which have a lot of elderly people and people on fixed incomes. And so what's your response to that?
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Senator Gruenhagen. Mr. Jewell.
Mr. Chairman, Senator Gruenhagen, the reality is that if you look at the price of power that we all pay, and you look at how it's broken up, there's generation, there's transmission, and then there's deliverability. And the generation is both energy and capacity. And so if you put that and go look at your retail rate, and this is common knowledge throughout the utility industry, that the generation and transmission and deliverability of the power is 60 to 70% of the retail rate of your power. The other part of it is 30% of it is for the distribution system to pay for that, and then there's the profits and the overheads that are covered by the balance of that. And so And we've done studies, we've hired independent experts to come in that are experts at the system. And they can say, they tell us that this is the avoided cost for delivered energy on this type. We're not producing power out in the middle of nowhere with a big wind farm that only delivers wind, or a big solar farm that only delivers solar, that if a cloud goes over, it drops off the grid completely. We're looking at distributed energy and capacities. The wind produces winter peak power. The sun produces summer peak power. You put those two things together and you deliver it right to where the power is being consumed. It's a much higher value power. It's much higher than central station power out in the middle of nowhere and wheeling it across hundreds of miles of wire and dozens of transformers. And so that's the whole philosophy behind the hybrids, is that we're looking at producing high quality power delivered right to our community, and it is not more expensive. If the retail rate that we're talking about is 13 cents, over 13 cents a kilowatt hour, and 60% of what we're talking about is right around 6 cents, that's less than half the cost of what the ratepayers see on their bill. And so it's not going to be more expensive. And besides that, it creates jobs and keeps our energy dollars in our community that don't normally do that. And so the argument that this is more expensive is a false flag. It's not more expensive. We're asking for avoided costs.
Thank you, Mr. Jewell. Senator Gruenhagen, do you have any follow-up?
Yes, I do. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, if Mr. Gerhardsen would come forward?
Mr. Gerhardsen, welcome back. Senator Gruenhagen.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, well, you heard the rebuttal. Now I'd want to hear your rebuttal. That, because you said that your cost is going to be 50% to 25% lower for consumers, and he just got done saying he doesn't think so. So what's your rebuttal?
Thank you, Senator Gruenhagen. Mr. Gerhardsen, just to the point about cost, I think that's
Yep.
where Senator's going.
The short answer is that we would pay avoided cost. We disagree with Mr. Jewell as to avoided cost. That was the dispute at the commission. We were ordered by the commission to pay avoided costs for that project. Mr. Jewell found it to be not adequate to support his business interests.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gerhardsen.
Just
Trying
one
to keep
quick
it moving,
follow-up.
Senator Gruenhagen. Senator Gruenhagen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, so you stand by your contention that you could generate the electricity from alternatives at 50% to 25% less than what this bill would require.
Thank you, Senator. Mr. Gerhardsen.
Yes, we can generate electricity from renewable, both solar at about 50% and wind at about 25%. I will clarify, it is not a hybrid project, but we have many such projects. We run an integrated system that is essentially a full hybrid.
Thank you, Mr. Gerhardsen. Good enough, Senator Gruenhagen?
If Mr. Joel wants to just respond to that, to the line of questions I had about the cost?
Briefly, Mr. Jewell.
We don't want a fist
Thank
fight
you, Mr. Chairman.
breaking out, but I'd like to hear both sides.
Senator Gruenhagen, well, as a ratepayer that lives up in northern Minnesota, if my utility can make and deliver power to my substation outside of town for 3 cents a kilowatt hour, and they're charging me 13.5 cents a kilowatt hour, I can't get the math.
Thank you, Mr. Jewell. Thank you, Senator Gruenhagen. I have Senator Weber, and then we're going to go to Senator Green. Senator Weber.
Actually, my questions were just covered, so thank you.
Thank you, Senator Weber. Senator Green.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and those were my questions as well, but I would like to make a comment as far as this whole process. I find it interesting that some of the testifiers were accusatory of a big company when it's not really that big of a company. We're actually giving a pass to the biggest energy utility in the state and targeting one that is going to drive costs up in greater Minnesota. And so if this truly is a bill that was brought forth by a company that now is going to actually come and legislate that a smaller company has to buy their product, that is pretty disturbing. And I guess I don't even have anything more to say than that. I can't believe that we're actually doing this as a legislature, where we're coming in and telling a company now that apparently is foreign owned that it is going to be forcing its utility production onto a smaller company, and then also being forced to mandate that they pay more than they would with their own services. So, thank you.
Thank you, Senator Green. And members, our intention is to lay the bill over. I want to thank the testifiers. Senator McEwen, before I give you the last word, first of all, the utilities have been good partners here for us in this committee this year. We appreciate that. We welcome Otter Tail back to the table. The 2040 bill was an example of cooperation from investor-owned co-ops, munis, so we like that part, and we try to be supportive of them and their ratepayers. We're always willing to have conversations. I think here, the chair's perspective would be the PUC is in the best position to make some of these judgments about avoided costs. At least that's what we put them there for. And so to the extent that this suggests that they are not effective in that analysis, we'll continue to have some conversations with Senator McEwen. With that, Senator McEwen, before we lay the bill over, any final comments?
Just very briefly, thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate those comments very much, and I look forward to ongoing conversations as the bill is laid over to see if we can reach some agreement. The bill really is about increasing efficiency, diversification, and competition to make sure that we have the best product and low prices for consumers. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Senator McEwen, and thank you, members. With that, Senate File 2757 is laid over. Thank you again, testifiers. Senator McEwen, stay right there. We'll hear Senate File 2775. Welcome back, Senator McEwen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Members, I'm very pleased to present Senate File 2775. This is a bill to support Minnesotans in accessing and implementing efficient, high-quality installations of air source heat pumps in their homes. Air source heat pumps offer a highly efficient way to both heat and cool buildings. The federal IRA, as well as upcoming utility eco programs, will provide incentives for heat pump equipment. However, Minnesota households will need additional support to access those programs and to access highly skilled installers to ensure that their heat pump equipment is installed efficiently and effectively. Senate File 2775 will provide rebates up to $4,000 per household for Minnesota households that install an air source heat pump in combination with insulation upgrades. These projects, when done together, ensure efficient operation of the heat pump, guarding against high utility bills and mitigating peak impacts on the electric system. The bill also includes a statewide energy coordinator service to assist Minnesotans in understanding and accessing qualified contractors, as well as the different utility, state, and federal incentives and programs available to them. The energy coordinator will work directly with Minnesotans to connect them with an energy auditor, inform them of the incentives and programs available to support them and how to apply, and then connect them with qualified contractors in their area who can do the work. Finally, the bill provides funding for training and support to ensure that high quality and highly skilled heat pump installers are available throughout the state. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator McEwen. Members, we have one witness listed. That's Audrey Partridge. Ms. Partridge, if you could please come forward and testify. Ms. Partridge, welcome to the committee. If you could please identify yourself and then present your testimony, looking at 2 or 3 minutes, hopefully.
Great. Thank you, Chair Frentz. I'm Audrey Partridge, Director of Policy at Center for Energy and Environment. Thank you for having me, and thank you, Senator McEwen, for authoring Senate File 2775. So as all of you have heard many times, I'm sure, in this very room, the IRA is the largest and most ambitious investment by the federal government in energy efficiency and building electrification we've ever seen. Even so, implementation barriers remain for many of the opportunities included in the IRA. This bill will help Minnesotans turn 2 of the highest impact opportunities in IRA, insulation improvements and air source heat pumps, into real home energy improvements. And it does that by addressing the 3 biggest barriers that we anticipate to implementation of the IRA. First, the bill helps to address upfront costs. While IRA incentives are significant, the actual costs for people to install air source heat pumps and insulation improvements will be higher than the IRA incentives for most. This bill will help to address the upfront costs and make those projects more accessible for Minnesotans. Plus, by providing a rebate for projects that combine insulation with efficient heat pumps, it encourages projects that maximize energy efficiency, which saves participants money and also reduces the peak impacts of electric space heating on our energy system, keeping utility costs lower for everyone. Second, between the IRA, utility eco programs, and state incentives and tax credits, it's going to be complicated for people to understand the opportunities available to them and the requirements of those opportunities. This bill, as the senators noted, includes an energy coordinator to help people understand the opportunities they can access and to access them. The energy coordinator will act as the entry point and then the navigator for the many overlapping utility, state, and federal programs that together allow these projects to pencil out for Minnesota households. Third, this bill includes funding for training and certification, as well as ongoing support for HVAC contractors. Implementing the IRA is going to take a lot of skilled workers, and this bill will ensure that Minnesotans all across the state can find and hire the highly skilled workers they need to improve their homes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Partridge. Any members of the public who wanted to testify who are not on the list? Seeing none, we'll go to member questions. I have Senator Rarick, and then Senator Gruenhagen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just two quick things. In this, I see heat pump, the definition is air source heat pump. Is that also what the federal definition is? Why are we not including ground source heat pumps?
Thank you, Senator Rarick. For the author of the bill or Ms. Partridge? Either one.
Sure, that's a great question. Thank you.
Yeah.
Chair Frentz and Senator, that's a great question. I think for the vast majority of Minnesotans, air source heat pumps will be the most likely solution for their home. Ground source heat pumps require a lot of land. However, they are a great technology. They do have much higher upfront costs, and so I'm not sure that this bill would provide the amount of funding that would be needed in order to incentivize those projects.
Thanks, Ms. Partridge. Senator Rarick, any follow-up?
Yeah, quick follow-up on that. I guess I realize that folks who live on a small lot would not be able to do that, but yet there is also a method of doing that, drilling down rather than going through the yard, and I realize it is a bigger upfront cost, but in the long run, it actually saves way more energy than an air source heat pump does. The second issue I have is the last line item where we're saying $2 million for contractor training. I mean, I get that there are needs out there, but is this to develop all new training? Or, I mean, whether you're talking through the unions or through some of the non-union groups, there is training available out there. Are you partnering with that to enhance that, or are you trying to create something all new with that appropriation?
Thank you, Senator Rarick. I'll take that for the author, Senator McEwen, or Ms. Partridge, if you prefer.
I will defer to Ms. Partridge on that question. But before I do, I will say, Senator Rarick, thank you for that question. This has also been brought to my attention as a question from some other stakeholders as well. So I'll take a look at this, but I would also defer to Ms. Partridge.
Ms. Partridge, you want to chime in on that?
Thanks, Chair Frentz. Senator, I think that's also that's a great question. There are training programs in Minnesota currently for air source heat pump installations. The contractor familiarity with the process of installing those appropriately is not as mature as other technologies, just because they are fairly new. This would work to utilize the existing training programs and ensure that those are available across the state so that all communities have trained workers who can install these pieces of equipment appropriately and efficiently.
Thanks, Ms. Partridge. I heard existing program. Senator Rarick, any follow-up? Okay, thank you, Senator Rarick. I then have Senator Green, and then from Senator Green to Senator Gruenhagen. Senator Green.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I had a couple of questions, and I'll try to fire them out there quick. The air source heat pumps that I know of and that I've seen from doing home inspections, they're they're only good in the cold weather down to a certain temperature. So if it gets 20 below, you can't use them. So are there any new versions out there, technology that can work to lower temperatures?
Thank you for that, Senator Green. I'm guessing that's from Ms. Partridge. Ms. Partridge.
Chair Frentz, Senator, you are correct. Senator Green, we've done some field testing and find that the cold climate models can heat down to negative 13 degrees, but of course that's not sufficient in Minnesota. So these pieces of technology typically are paired with an existing backup heating source. So most Minnesotans already have a heating source in their home. You maintain that heating source for the coldest hours of the year, but because the air source heat pumps are much more efficient than existing systems, you can heat with that more efficient heating source during those relatively warmer hours of the year.
Thanks, Ms. Partridge. Senator Green, any follow-up?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Just for the record, so that people know, if you're going to put in any kind of electric heat, which an air source heat pump is, you're going to increase the load on the grid. And in our area, you can't install it unless you have a fossil fuel backup. Or you could go with another electric backup, but the cost is going to be much, much higher, and especially with the energy bill that was passed. So keep that in mind. But, you know, you're looking at trying to install these across the state. Sounds like you're going to have somebody going door to door almost, trying to push these. How many do you expect to be putting in? Because I can tell you from experience that if the state comes out with a program to put in air source heat pumps, the cost of these could as much as double, just because the money's there. So do you have any idea how many you're looking at?
Thanks, Senator Green. Ms. Partridge, looking for an estimate of how many that might translate to.
Chair Frentz, I believe that this bill is budgeted for 5,000 air source heat pumps.
Simple enough. Thanks, Ms. Partridge. Senator Green, any follow-up?
Yeah, one more question. It sounds like a lot, but, you know, $20–30 million, by the time you get the federal land, that's quite a bit of money. And just the last question is, what's the half-life of these units?
Thanks, Senator Green. Ms. Partridge.
Chair Frentz, the useful life for air source heat pumps, I believe, is around 15 to 20 years.
Thanks, Ms. Partridge. Good, straightforward answers. Senator Green, any follow-up? All right, Senator Gruenhagen.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, just a couple questions. I do have two amendments too, but I'll get to those. I just got a question first. Is there coordination between the federal tax credit or subsidy and the additional? It looks like we're given $4,000 with the state subsidy. Is there coordination? I mean, does the individual have any skin in the game, or is this supposed to cover the total cost of the heat pump and the installation?
Thanks, Senator Gruenhagen. You mean by the time it's all said and done?
Yep.
That could be for either the author or Ms. Partridge. Either one are welcome to answer. Senator McEwen.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Senator Gruenhagen, for the question. Our testifier here has some very specific dollar amounts that she can talk about, but yes, in general, there is coordination, and part of the reason for bringing this bill, as I stated when I introduced it, is really to help people cover that gap. So there is the federal program that people can take advantage of, but number one, a lot of people don't know what to do or how to do it, right? And then the other big piece is there's an incentive there, but there can still be this cost gap where most working Minnesotans are not going to be able to cover that to take advantage of it. So the skin in the game piece that's a really good question, and for the specific numbers, I'm going to go to my testifier. But the idea is to make it actually meaningfully accessible for people, for working people, to save money on their electric bills.
Thanks, Senator McEwen. Ms. Partridge, so the question is the skin in the game part, or that portion which relates to the homeowner?
Mm-hmm. Chair Frentz, Senator, we recently did an analysis for a PUC docket, actually, where we looked up the different IRA incentives and then the remaining cost gap. and found that for middle-income people, the cost gap, especially if they pair that with insulation, which is so important for making the ongoing operating costs reasonable, and also mitigating the peak impacts that Senator Green discussed a moment ago. That cost gap can be $10,000 to $20,000, depending on the retrofit that's needed for the home. And this particular bill is paired with a part of the IRA that has income limits. So it's really for people who are at 150% of the area median income and below. So providing $4,000 does not get you all the way to the full project cost, but it does make it all the more accessible for middle-income people.
All right, thanks, Ms. Partridge. Senator Gruenhagen.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, thanks for that response. I will have to parrot the same type of concern that Senator Green did. My experience has been wherever government subsidies show up, the price of everything goes up, okay? It just does, and that's part of human nature. But be that as it may, I would like to offer the A1 amendment, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Senator Gruenhagen offers the A1 amendment. You want to describe the amendment for us, Senator Gruenhagen, while members get a look?
Yeah, it simply says that by November 1 of each year, the commissioner must report to the chairs and ranking minority members of the House of Representatives Senate Committee and divisions with jurisdiction over energy on the implementation of this section. So basically, I could go on, but basically, it's just a report back to us to see how it's actually working once a year. And I did share this with Senator McEwen, and I'm trying to offer this as a friendly amendment, but I'll see what, I showed it to her, but she did have a concern, and see whether she'd be willing to accept that.
Thank you, Senator Gruenhagen. To the A1 amendment, Senator McEwen.
Thank you, thank you, Chair Frentz, and thank you, Senator Gruenhagen, for this idea. I like this idea of the report back. I also think that the commissioner is going to be in accordance with these federal programs. There's going to be a lot of data produced. One of the things that I'm a little bit hesitant to do is to say we'll do this without having checked first to see if there would be an additional cost along with this. So I would like to accept this as a friendly amendment in spirit, but I also am a little bit worried about potential cost. So I don't know the best way to proceed in that regard. Perhaps, Chair Frentz, you have a suggestion.
Is this being laid over, or?
The bill is intended to be laid over, so
Yes.
first of all, thank you for that point, Senator Gruenhagen. There's room for some conversation. I guess I
Yeah.
would say the author of the amendment has the prerogative, even if it's not considered friendly, to say you still want to put it to a vote. The alternative would be to say, okay, thanks, Senator McEwen, we need some input from the commissioner.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll withdraw it for now, but you
That's what
promised
I'll
to
do.
talk to me about it.
No, that's what I'll do. I'll withdraw it for now. She seems open to it, to do
Yeah.
some checking and just encourage her to
Okay.
take, so that we have some legislative oversight on that, however you'd work that out.
Thank you for
Thank
that,
you.
Senator Gruenhagen.
Yep.
With that, Senator Gruenhagen withdraws the A1 amendment. Senator Gruenhagen, you still have the floor.
Yeah, oh, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, I have the A2 amendment, okay?
Senator Gruenhagen offers the A2 amendment, and while members are getting a look at the A2, Senator Gruenhagen, can you give us a description of what we're up to?
Sure. The first thing it does, it puts a cap of 3% on administrative cost inside of here. And the second thing it does delete subdivision 5 and 6. And the rationale behind that is, I think the private industry will get, I mean, we have changes in technology and installation constantly. We're blessed to live at a time where technology and innovation is probably unparalleled in the history of our country or even the world. And so the people who install this have private sector training and support, especially when there's monetary value to be made. I don't see that we need to spend the $2 million for an energy coordinator and also $2 million for training and support. I think my observation of human nature is that when these contractors see there's money to be made by putting in these heat pumps, they're going to have plenty of training and support in the private sector, and they're going to want to do it right. I mean, that's been my experience. I just think putting government money into that might even retard the system, to tell you the truth. And they'll be looking around to see how they get that money in their pocket when it's something they'd probably do anyway. So, again, it eliminates subdivision 6 and subdivision 5, and it puts a cap on administrative fees on page 3, line 19, of not to exceed 3%. So that's the gist of the amendment.
Thank you, Senator Gruenhagen. It's a good description. Senator McEwen to the A2.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Senator Gruenhagen, for these suggestions. On a couple of them, as we discussed earlier, subdivision 6, in regard to the training, we will have some discussion about that. I'm not prepared to want to just delete it at this point yet. I want to have some discussion before we would do that. I also, in regard to subdivision 5, that this amendment would delete, that is the assisting applicants part. And that's a big part of what this bill does. I mean, if you're looking to make improvements to the energy efficiency of your home, you're looking at purchasing a heat pump, and you know that there are these rebates and these things that you can take advantage of, people don't know how that works. I don't know what to do, right? I need someone in my community who's a specialist, who is connected, who knows what those programs are and how to access those funds. So assisting applicants is a huge part of the bill, and for that reason alone, I will say that I'm not in favor, and respectfully, I would ask members to not adopt this amendment. And saying that, I am happy to continue discussion on the various details.
Thank you, Senator McEwen. Any members to the A2 amendment before we go back to the author of the amendment, Senator Gruenhagen? All right. Final comments on the A2, Senator Gruenhagen?
Yeah, I would disagree. I think that there would be, that these contractors and installers will not only do advertising about this with the money that's federal and state that's available in there, they will be more than happy to educate and instruct consumers about the benefits of this. Again, I think we're underestimating the initiative of the private sector. They've done wonders in accommodating updates and innovation in the past, and they'll do it here. I just think government coming in is going to see higher costs with subsidies, and number two, that private people will be running around trying to get that $2 million of training in their pocket versus what the private sector would do anyway in promoting this. I could give a number more examples, but in the interest of time, I will skip that. But I will call for a roll call, please, on the A2 amendment.
Roll call requested, roll call granted. Thank you, Senator Gruenhagen, and thanks for being expeditious with that.
Okay.
Members, the clerk will take the roll on the A2 amendment.
Senator Frentz?
No.
Senator Xiong?
No.
Senator Matthews? Yes. Senator Dibble?
No.
Senator Green? Yes. Senator Gruenhagen?
Yes.
Senator Hoffman? Senator Klein? No. Senator Lucero? Senator McEwen?
No.
Senator Mitchell?
No.
Senator Port?
No.
Senator Rarick? Senator Weber?
Yes.
Senator Hoffman? Senator Lucero?
There being 5 yes votes and 7 no votes, the motion is not approved and the amendment is not adopted. Thank you, Senator Gruenhagen. You still have the floor. Senator Gruenhagen.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, thank you, Senator McEwen, just for your attitude of wanting to work on this. And I would just ask you to consider some of these areas that the amendment would address. again, government subsidies are well-intentioned many times, but they can cause more harm than good from my perspective and my experience. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Gruenhagen. Although I kind of like the ethanol government approach, but that's a different meeting and a different committee. Senator Rarick.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and just want to make a quick comment for this bill and the one that we heard yesterday in regard to the electrical panel upgrade, in which I raised a concern about the cost, and I was just texting with someone that I know very well who installs HVAC systems in regards to the $10,000 to $20,000 cost. And his reply would be, you would get there if you had to upgrade the whole ductwork system, but that's the exception, not the rule. And I just fear that we're putting in these prices trying to get to the most extreme category of what could happen, and that's a good thing, but by not clarifying that it is under certain circumstances that you would qualify for certain levels, I believe we would be driving up the cost, where a contractor could see that, hey, we can get up to this amount, and they are going to charge that even for the simplest installation. So I think if there should be some type of scale to receiving the grants depending on what needs to be done for the work, so we can help someone who has that extreme case, but that doesn't become a driving factor in driving costs up for the whole sector of HVAC or electrical. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Rarick. Always a fair point. You want them to be efficient and have the intended purpose and not drive the price to somewhere it's not supposed to be. Do you want to respond, Senator McEwen? Otherwise, we have no other members, and we could have your closing comments on the bill.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, members. Thank you, Senator Rarick, for that note. I made a note of this, and I'm going to do some thinking on that. Thank you. Thank you, members, and thank you, Mr. Chair, for taking the time to hear this bill today.
Thank you, Senator McEwen. And with that, member, Senate File 2775 is laid over for possible inclusion in the Energy Omnibus Bill. With that, we're going to go to Senate File 2249. Senator Xiong, the Vice Chair. Senator Xiong.
Good afternoon, Chair and members.
Welcome to your committee, to your bill, Senate File 2249.
Thank you. With me, I have today's Senate File 2249. Members, today an unmet need exists to equip and support entrepreneurs and emerging businesses in their efforts to commercialize and scale innovative energy technologies. This bill addresses this gap by providing direct business support for energy entrepreneurs and startup businesses throughout the Minnesota Energy Alley initiative. The Minnesota Energy Alley will provide connections, formalized networks, as well as programming and seed funding to accelerate the development and commercialization of promising energy technologies. While there are other business accelerators and state-funded programs that seek to assist entrepreneurs and business owners, as you will hear from our testifiers, the energy sector has unique needs. This bill aims to fill that gap. The creation of a Minnesota Energy Alley is about making Minnesota competitive across the Midwest and the country. There are over 20 states who have similar programs to support energy entrepreneurs and startups. So Minnesota is already playing catch-up. This bill is about strengthening our state energy and economic development future. With this ask, Minnesota Energy Alley is an investment in our state's future and a strategic implementation pathway to help support our early-stage energy businesses, as well as help us achieve the goals set out in recently passed 100% clean energy by 2040 bill and achieve our state's goal of a net zero economy by 2050. And sorry, I forgot, but there's an A1 amendment. It's
Senator
clarify.
Xiong, we have the A1, so members, while we're taking a look, Senator Xiong will describe the A1 amendment for Senator Xiong to your
Yes, so it
amendment.
just kind of clarifies what the funding is for, and it puts a requirement for reporting what the money is being spent on, and hopefully Senator Gruenhagen would be happy with that.
Thank you, Senator Xiong. Members, any comments to the A1? Seeing none, all in favor of adopting the A1, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The A1 is adopted. Senator Xiong, to your bill as amended.
Yes, and then I would thank you for that, and I would like to pass it on to Mr. Greg Mass.
Mr. Mast, welcome back to the committee. Thank you for seeing us again. If you could please introduce yourself, and I saw that they were working, so you're set with your video. Mr. Mast.
Well, good afternoon, Chair Frentz and members of the committee. For the record, my name is Greg Mast, and I am the Executive Director of Clean Energy County, Minnesota, or CEAM as we are known. And our organization is an industry-led, nonpartisan nonprofit that provides the business voice for clean energy here in the state. I am thrilled to be here with you this afternoon to testify in support of Senate File 2249 as amended, which will support the formalization of Minnesota Energy Alley, a critical initiative to nurture and support our energy entrepreneurs and emerging businesses who are developing the next generation of energy technologies across our state. As an organization with a diversity of member businesses working throughout the energy technology spectrum, as exemplified in this logo cloud, we know that by harnessing the ingenuity and power of our private sector business community, we are able to deliver sustainable energy solutions that benefit our economy. However, as we all know, as our energy system continues to evolve, we must be keenly focused and intentional about developing the energy solutions needed that aren't in the market today to ensure our state continues to prosper. Minnesota Energy Alley addresses this unmet need by equipping and supporting our state's energy entrepreneurs and emerging businesses with direct business support, surrounded by industry expertise to help accelerate the commercialization and deployment of innovative energy technologies. We can't stand idly by, simply hoping and wishing that entrepreneurs and companies are able to successfully create the next energy breakthrough alone in a vacuum. Together with the state, we must roll up our collective sleeves to provide them with the specialized expertise, connections, and resources to help them bring their breakthrough ideas to market. Doing so will retain and grow Minnesota energy startups, while also providing a beacon for attracting businesses and investment from outside of our state's borders, whether domestically or internationally. And while we may be playing catch-up with the 20-plus other states Senator Xiong had also referenced, who have already formalized similar initiatives to support emerging energy businesses in their states, I am supremely confident that Minnesota Energy Alley will not only make us more competitive, but that it will make Minnesota the go-to place for developing energy-focused businesses and technologies. So, Mr. Chair, if it's okay, I will now turn it over to Nina Axelson to briefly discuss Minnesota Energy Alley programming in more detail. I'd also like to reiterate my thanks to Senator Xiong for his chief authorship of this important bill and would appreciate the committee's support.
Thank you, Mr. Mask. Of course it's okay. Ms. Axelson, welcome to the committee. If you could please introduce yourself and present your testimony.
Thank you, Chair Friends and committee members. And thank you, Greg and CEAM, for your continued leadership in advancing our clean energy economy. For the record, my name is Nina Axelson. I'm the founder and president of Grid Catalyst and also serve on the board of directors for CEAM. I offer my comments today through the lens of 16 years of experience in the energy sector and 5 years working directly with energy startups. I appreciate the opportunity to share how Minnesota Energy Alley will support entrepreneurs and advance our regional economy by offering programming across a development continuum. As the graphic shows, the widest reach starts with introducing more students to STEM-related opportunities, including careers in entrepreneurship and business in the energy sector. Expanding and mobilizing an innovation network is key to regional competitiveness, leveraging the current leaders in clean tech, energy companies, higher education, and utilities. We have a plethora of that in Minnesota, and we can use them to be mentors, collaborators, investors, and early adopters of tech. Then we have training programs that move startups into the market faster, with their tech and business model getting refined alongside experts and road tested in real-world applications. These last two steps is really where the rubber hits the road, right? The proof of concept step is critical. Energy startups fail when they can't secure a pilot that's needed to get their first customer. Funding demonstration projects can bring tech to the market years earlier, and providing this advantage can make Minnesota a go-to region for startups to thrive, deploy, manufacture, and hire. We hear all the time that doing demonstration projects is that key, and Minnesota is one of the only places where those programs are, have the chance to get elevated. When we look at similar startup and innovation programming, we see significant results. Startup businesses generate 40% more revenue, and growth of employees is 36% higher. For example, the Virtue Lab in Oregon was initiated with $6 million in state funding. After a decade of programming, over 450 jobs have been created, and they have secured $230 million in follow-on funding, which means that $38 of private investment is generated for every dollar of this initial state investment. It's a huge impact. Programs like Minnesota Energy Alley work. We know this in Minnesota from the example of Medical Alley, which has become a globally recognized med tech innovation hub, with partner companies raising $650 million since 2010. Minnesota has everything it takes to lead in energy innovation. To gain a global edge and regional outcomes, we need this platform. We need Minnesota Energy Alley to move us forward. Thank you for your time and consideration. Thank you, Senator Xiong, for your leadership on this bill. Turn it back over.
Thanks, Ms. Axelson. Next on our testifier list, we have Charlie McCurden. Mr. McCurden here, perhaps online. Senator Xiong.
Yeah, I don't think that testifier is here.
Okay, Senator Xiong.
Chair.
Going once, going twice, 3 times. All right, members, questions for the author? It is the intention to lay this over. Senator Gruenhagen, do you have a question? Senator Gruenhagen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, thank you, Representative Xiong. And you know I like some of your bills, okay, signed on to one of them. But this one seems, and I appreciate the amendment that you added on there, okay, the A1, with the oversight and the report back. So, but it just seems it's a little, $5 million just to the general fund of the commissioner. He can just pick and choose whatever he wants, or is it, it's going to a clean energy economy, Minnesota, for the Minnesota Energy Alley Initiative? Well, you know, I do have a brochure on that, but could you be a little more specific? Exactly what is it?
Thank you.
A little more specific. Thank you, Senator Gruenhagen.
Yeah.
Senator Xiong, you want to tackle that?
Yes, thank you, Chair. The appropriation is seed funding for training and development programs within the Minnesota Energy Alley Initiative, and maybe Mr. Mass can go into further detail for that. In that for you. Thank you.
Mr. Mass, briefly, the explanation for Senator Gruenhagen's question.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Senator Gruenhagen. Yes, it'd be a one-time $5 million appropriation from the state's general fund to the Commissioner of Commerce for an appropriation to Clean Energy Economy Minnesota, SEAM, the organization that I represent. And we have described to you the specific programs as well as the ways in which we would be supporting with the entrepreneurs in the business community who are developing the next generation of energy technologies here in the state, in addition to also helping them to pilot and demonstrate those technologies in the real world.
Thank you for that, Mr. Mask. Senator Gruenhagen, any follow-up?
Just a follow-up comment. Yeah, put me on the list, okay, for the grants, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Gruenhagen. Any members I have Senator Green. I'm sorry, Senator Green.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I got 2 quick questions. I'll ask them both. In looking up for Clean Energy Economy Minnesota, even though you're registered as a 501c3, it looks like your job is lobbying. And so the first question is, are you a lobbyist group? Do you lobby here? And because that would be a concern if you're getting $5 million. And also, is this new Minnesota Energy Alley, is that a subset section of your company?
Thank you, Senator Green. Let's have that question go to Mr. Mast.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Senator Green. Our organization is a 501c3 charitable nonprofit. We do public education around ensuring that Minnesotans understand the opportunities, the economic opportunities and benefits by growing clean energy here in the state. And we focus on the jobs and economic opportunities for all Minnesotans. we are a team of 6 full-time staff, of which we have 3 or 4 now that are registered lobbyists, because we do spend time specific to clean energy bills that we deem are in the general public's interest. And so that is part of where and how, through the public education process, we know that this is a unmet need in our business community to support the entrepreneurs and the startups that are looking to advance their energy innovations to get them into market. And so it is a education initiative under Clean Energy Economy Minnesota that would be formalized with this appropriation.
Thanks, Mr. Rath. Senator Green, any follow-up?
I think he answered the question. So yes, you are a lobbying group, and yes, you're going to be getting funding from the general fund to fund another organization that's under your current one. So thank you.
I'm going to let them respond if they want. Senator Green, Senator Xiong, or Mr. Mast, do you want to comment?
Mr. Chair, Senator Green, this appropriation would help to fund and formalize a strategic initiative for the organization that would serve all Minnesota entrepreneurs and startup businesses working to develop the next generation of energy solutions.
Thanks, Mr. Mast. Members, I don't see any other questions. Again, it's the intention to lay this over. All right, Senator Xiong, any final comments to the bill before we lay it over?
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Mr. Mast, for joining us here. And I look forward to having further discussion with you and getting support for this bill. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And with that, thank you, Mr. Mask. Thanks for the work that you're doing with that. Senate File 2249 is laid over. Next, Senator Xiong, Senate File 2024.
Thank you, Chair, and members. I have next for you is Senate File 2024. As many of you may already know, but for those of you that may be new to the legislature, we have the Commerce Department here to also, or folks here to help present some background, and we'll hear from a couple of testifiers too about the pre-weatherization bill. Just to start us off, I will go over some the issues and note the conditions of how this bill has come about. In all of your counties and mine, only about 12 to 18% of energy burdened constituents who qualify for weatherization services are able to access funding due to a lack of state investment. Minnesota ranks 16th of the 20 northern tier states receiving utilization of weatherization funding from the Department of Energy. Up to 40% in some places of applicants are denied services due to pre-weatherization requirements. And this bill came out of a bipartisan task force in 2020 that addressed these issues. Now with passage of the 2021 bipartisan infrastructure law and the contribution of more state funding in this plan, as laid out in this bill here, they are poised to make progress on the nearly 300-year backlog we face if we continued at the current rate of delivered assistance being provided. So this bill is about creating energy efficiency and conservation, which saves money for families. This bill is about assisting the elderly and disabled in all our communities. It's about safety and health care and healthier homes for kids and families. And, you know, it's about creating sustainable jobs for years to come. So next, I would like to have my testifiers provide
Thank you,
testimony.
Senator Xiong. We have Mr. Grant and Mr. Foy. Either one is fine. Please identify yourself, present your testimony. We're looking for a couple minutes. And thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. My name is Bill Grant, and I'm the Executive Director of the Minnesota Community Action Partnership. The partnership represents the 24 community action agencies that serve all 87 counties in Minnesota, 19 of whom deliver weatherization assistance to eligible households throughout much of the state. Through the federal weatherization program, we've been weatherizing single-family homes and multifamily rental buildings since the late 1970s. Weatherized homes see a nearly $300 average annual savings on their home heating bills. However, at the current rate of homes completed, as Senator Xiong noted, it will take many decades to weatherize all of the income-eligible homes in the state. The bill in front of you today would allow us to accelerate that pace significantly by addressing a major barrier to program achievement, that being restrictive federal program rules. Senate File 2024 authorizes supplementary state grants for the purposes outlined in Minnesota's State Weatherization Plan. A top priority for such funds, as identified by the Commerce Department's 2022 Weatherization Work Group, is the installation of pre-weatherization measures to address building deficiencies that otherwise prevent energy savings measures from being installed in eligible homes. Federal program rules prevent expenditures on home repairs that must be completed before many homes can be weatherized. Currently, up to half of the homes otherwise eligible for services must be deferred due to problems ranging from asbestos-laden insulation, outdated wiring, failing roofs, and inaccessible crawl spaces, problems common in many older homes. Supplemental and more flexible state funding would be a bridge to the federal program by allowing necessary repairs to take place prior to implementing traditional weatherization services. Senate File 2024 also begins to address serious workforce shortages affecting the program, particularly in Greater Minnesota, by appropriating funds to recruit and train weatherization workers and provide financial incentives to independent contractors to perform weatherization services. Weatherization saves consumers money on energy costs, reduces climate warming emissions otherwise released to heat homes, restores and increases the value of aging housing stock, and preserves affordable housing that is now in critically short supply. The weatherization investments outlined in Senator Xiong's bill will deliver great value to Minnesota taxpayers, communities, and those who struggle every day to make ends meet. Be happy to take your questions.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Mr. Boy, please
Hi.
introduce yourself and present your testimony. Again, hoping for a couple minutes.
Thank you very much. Hi, my name is Jason Foyne. I'm the Weatherization and Housing Director at Tri-County Community Action Partnership, and we service Todd, Crow Wing, and Morrison counties in Minnesota. People living in poverty have a greater risk for things like asthma, childhood lead poisoning, and cardiovascular disease. This is caused by mold and indoor allergens, which are not being addressed within the building shells people are living in. Bill 2024 will help low-income residents from Minnesota benefit from federal weatherization grants. Weatherization is the process of insulating homes and ensuring proper ventilation and safety of combustion appliances. The desired outcome of weatherization is to reduce the amount of energy families are using. Pre-weatherization work resolves deferrals. Deferrals happen when homes cannot be addressed under current grant funding. I had a family 4 years ago. Her family was using space heaters instead of their furnace to heat their home. They couldn't afford to keep filling their propane tank. They had run out of all the crisis money energy assistance would provide them. This is the 40% of Minnesotans that really need weatherization. The bedrooms in the home were looking right at the roof deck. The 4 children and single mother spent every night trying to keep their bedrooms warm. Pre-weatherization would have helped this family and many more experiencing similar complications. The electric bill is high, around $800 per month. We attempted to weatherize. The home qualified except for one issue. They had 500 square feet of sheetrock missing from their attic. The bid from the contractors at that time was $1,500 to repair the missing sheetrock and dense pack with insulation. The measure is pretty straightforward. Mount the sheetrock, mud and tape the seams only. No texture or paint is provided on the ceiling. Then dense pack with cellulose insulation to create a proper pressure thermal boundary. Pre-weatherization is designed to ensure Minnesota residents can access federal grant funding by addressing common issues we see in the field. We as agencies will have a fair amount of time invested in each client before projects even start. Turning away 40% of the people we are visiting is costing the network extra resources and preventing the use of federal grant funding. Bill 2024 will increase the number of weatherized units across Minnesota and will certainly help 40% of people we are deferring yearly. The bill will also focus on addressing the shortages of workers trained to provide weatherization services. The training needed to become a weatherization auditor is ongoing. Continuing education and recruitment of new staff and contractors is a big need for our program. These are highly trained, good careers to have across Minnesota, which anyone can qualify for with some ambition and a curious mind. Weatherization auditors must be good at several things: customer service, compassion, building science, mechanical equipment, and administrative skills. All things agencies in our training network are required to provide our staff. Having one skill is enough to keep you busy, but becoming a master of all these skills ensures the best possible service we can provide to our low-income residents in Minnesota. Having well-trained and continually educated staff will ensure that the weatherization program meets its production goals and compliance requirements for our grants. Thank you today, and if you have any questions, I can take them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Foy and Mr. Grant, for your testimony. Members, it's the intention to lay over this bill for possible inclusion. Any members of the public that wanted to testify this bill that weren't on the list? Seeing none, member questions? Seeing none of those. I'm sorry, Senator Green? Senator Green.
Just quickly, two questions and I'll ask them again. Unless I missed it, there is no appropriation here. Do you have any idea what that would be and how many homes you're looking at? Because you're, even though there's no appropriation, looks like it's extended over 10 years. And then it's going to provide financial incentives to contractors for the weatherization. And what will that be?
Fair question, Senator Green. Senator Xiong.
Thank you, Chair and Senator Green. As we don't have the budget targets yet, the governor, it is in the governor's recommendations, it's 21 million. I know that reading from the reports, I think there was the 6 FTEs in the programming, and so also along with the training program, and maybe the chair might.
No, I think you covered it. It's a fair question, Senator Green. And, thank you, Senator Xiong. Senator Green, any follow-up? All right. Seeing none, Senator Port.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and Senator Xiong, thank you for bringing this bill and allowing me to sign on. I'm a huge fan of weatherization efforts, and I think this is an important piece of the puzzle that will help us get these programs to the folks who really need them. Thank you for your work on this.
Thank you for that, Senator Port. And a great point about the housing aspect. Senator Xiong, before we leave it over, any further comment?
Thank you. I think it's a wonderful program, opportunity to train folks that will have a job that's available, as we have 300 years to go before we weatherize all the homes here in Minnesota. And so I urge your support.
Thank you very much, Senator Xiong, and thank you, members. With that, Senate File 2024 is laid over for possible inclusion, and thank you to both testifiers. We'll now move on to Senator Port, Senate File 1368. Senator Port.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
To your bill.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I am here to present Senate File 1368, which is a bill that requires the Department of Labor and Industry, in consultation with the Construction Codes Advisory Council, to adopt new energy efficiency building code standards for new commercial buildings and construction projects, or additions, alterations, and changes in the recommended uses that are made available from the ASHRAE experts and that report. I would change these requirements from every 6 years that we currently adopt them to every 3 years when the new report comes out. And the goal in this would be to achieve 8% energy efficiency with each new code update. I do have a couple of amendments, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Port. Thank you for presenting the bill. We have the A4 amendment first up here. While everyone's getting a look at the A4, if you would give us a brief description of the A4, please.
It just adds in the an energy or conservation and optimization plan filed by a consumer-owned utility to page 3. It's a very small amendment.
Thank you, Senator Port. Any member questions to the A4 amendment? Seeing none, all in favor of adopting the A4, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? The A4 amendment is adopted. Senator Port, we also have an A5 amendment here.
That's
to the
correct, Mr.
A5.
Chair. Yes, Mr. Chair, I move the A5. This is additional language that we have worked on with Minneapolis-BOMA, the National Federation for Independent Businesses, the Minnesota Propane Association, and the Minnesota Chamber. This is to address concerns that they had and makes all of those parties neutral on the bill. It really works to just ensure that as we are doing this, that the commissioner is taking into account the impact to building affordability, energy reliability, and other factors that they deem appropriate. So this is some comfort language. I will note, part of what this amendment is trying to address is to make sure that we are not making buildings unattainably inexpensive to make energy efficient. But what we have seen across the country is that actually many of these sort of recommendations, as they go into process and as they are processed more frequently, we're actually seeing decreases in costs of energy efficient buildings, or sometimes even less expensive. I think in New York, the most recent update to this had energy efficiency buildings were 3% less expensive than their non-energy efficient counterparts. So, but this language helps to ensure that is comfort language across the board, and they won't be forced into doing something that is prohibitively expensive.
Thank you. Senator Port offers the A5, and thank you, Senator Port, for the stakeholders that you've mentioned here for being a part of it. Any member comments or questions to the A5? Seeing none, all in favor of adopting the A5 amendment, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? The A5 is adopted. Senator Port, to your bill as amended.
Mr. Chair, if we could go to testifiers, that would be great.
Thank you very much, Senator Port. We can do just that. I have Mr. McClellan, Katie Jones, and Andy Snope, and Thea Rosenbergs. Mr. McClellan, please identify yourself and present your testimony.
Great. Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and committee members. My name is Scott McClellan. I'm the Director of the Construction Codes and Licensing Division for the Department of Labor and Industry and the State Building Official. Thank you for the opportunity to testify today in support of this amended file 1368. Improving commercial building energy efficiency is a key strategy to meeting the state's greenhouse gas reduction goals. The bill before you is a recommendation of the Climate Subcabinet as reflected in the Climate Action Framework and is the result of a stakeholder work group convened by the Department of Labor and Industry and Commerce back in 2019 and 2020. This proposal aligns with and builds upon the department's existing statutory responsibility to adopt commercial energy codes to improve building efficiency. The primary purpose of this bill is to establish an end goal for the commercial energy code to reduce energy consumption as much as possible in Minnesota's commercial building sector by the year 2036. Throughout that process, the department will engage a consultant to perform both a market and cost analysis to determine the necessary energy enhancements at that time. In Minnesota, buildings comprise approximately 40% of the total energy consumed by the state, and of that, about 19% is consumed by commercial buildings. Most of the greenhouse gases emitted by this sector are due to energy consumption. So continuing to improve the efficiency of commercial and large multifamily buildings will reduce building energy consumption and moderate future energy demands. When adopting model building codes, the agency follows a robust process that includes consulting with the Construction Codes Advisory Council, which is a group of technical experts representing the construction industry. The council often appoints technical advisory groups consisting of other experts and affected stakeholders to further evaluate the codes and recommend those specific amendments to Minnesota. Improving commercial energy codes means better performing buildings, lower emissions, and a healthier Minnesotan. So thank you for the opportunity to share the administration's support for this legislation.
Thank you for that, Mr. McClellan. Duly noted. Next we have on our list Katie Jones. Ms. Jones could come forward and testify. Is that possibly an online testifier, Senator Port?
I'm not sure.
All right.
She just might not be here.
All right, next on the list, we're going to go to Thea Rosenbergs, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Ms. Rosenbergs, even if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, we're going to go to you. Ms. Rosenbergs, welcome to the committee. If you could please identify yourself and present your testimony.
Yes, thank you. So my name is Tia Rosenbergs. Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. I am a senior project architect with Alliance and co-chair of the AIA Minnesota Committee on the Environment. I'm a proud member of the American Institute of Architects Minnesota, which represents more than 2,300 architects and design professionals here in Minnesota. I'm here to offer support for Senate File 1368. AIA Minnesota and its member architects are committed to addressing the significant impacts of the built environment on our climate. The built environment accounts for up to 40% of carbon emissions and energy use. Making changes here could be the next big impact opportunity to make our state more energy efficient and energy independent. We are also experiencing a greater frequency of extreme weather events, which is already increasing costs and financial risks for all Minnesotans, building owners, farmers, local governments, and residents alike. AIA has been raising the ceiling for high-performance buildings for many years. That does not mean we can ignore the floor, the Energy Code. The Energy Code must be reviewed and updated regularly to keep up with technology, design innovation, and environmental changes. The Code's review and updates process is in no way a rubber stamp. Model codes go through a rigorous Minnesota code adoption process where Minnesota-specific changes are made and local stakeholders across the design and construction industry are consulted. That thorough and intentional process will continue under this bill, and the Department of Labor and Industry is more than ready to take on the accelerated pace of the review. The proposal itself stems from a 2019 working group convened by DLI and Commerce that brought together numerous stakeholders to have productive discussions about the trajectory of our energy code, commercial energy code, excuse me. Our organization's ethical code requires that our members talk to clients about the environmental impacts of our decisions on every project. The AIA's 2030 commitment, a program that tracks our progress towards carbon neutral buildings by the year 2030, is showing that we can achieve energy efficiency goals in a cold climate cost effectively. Numerous AIA members have supported the work of codes review and adoption over the years, and have seen firsthand that the codes process works for our state. It requires a thoughtful and thorough review that includes looking at cost impacts while moving us forward on a path to greater energy efficiency and a reduction of our carbon footprint. Accelerating the statewide adaptation and adoption of the most current energy code ensures that every community, developer, architect, and tradesperson is on a level playing field, because better and healthier buildings shouldn't be just for some. They should be for all. And the building code is an important tool that we can use to attain that equitable access. We need this bill to reflect, we need to address the very real impacts of the built environment on our changing climate. And this bill will help us do that. We urge you to support Senate File 1368. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Rosenberg. Mr. Snope is not going to testify. That concludes our list of scheduled testifiers. Any members of the public who wanted to testify who didn't get on the list? Seeing none. Members, it is our intention to lay this bill over. With that, we'll go to member questions. Senator Rarick.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I do appreciate that we're looking at updating building codes as the building code group brings forward new standards. The part I struggle with is line 2.24, where we go beyond and say, or a more efficient standard. As an electrician who works with the electrical code, you know, this body has to update and accept the new electrical code that comes out every 3 years. And every time a new code comes out, there are people who think there are things in there that should not be adopted and wish to write amendments. And Department of Labor is always the first one to say, nope, there is a board that is put together. They go through an extensive process. industry comes forward with the technologies that are there, and the codes are done that way, and we should not be interfering with that. But with this, we are doing just that, just going the other way. We are saying we are going to go beyond what the codes are that have been adopted by these professionals and experts in that area. And even though I appreciate the amendment, I just do not believe that we would have that accomplished, because when we move beyond what the energy codes are, one, it will be confusing for those in the industry, because everywhere else in the country will not be under that, so they will not be going by the standard books and publications that are out, and they will be needing to do things and use products that are not industry standard, thus they will be paying a higher price. So while I would support adopting the new codes as they come out, to say that we should even go and be more efficient, I cannot support that, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Rarick. Senator Port, you want to respond to that, and then we'll go to Senator Gruenhagen.
I'll just say, Mr. Chair and Senator Rarick, I'm happy to look into that. I know there are other groups or advice than the ASHRAE 90.1. I don't know if that language is to ensure that those also get included. My understanding is this was industry standard language, but I'd be happy to look into that and make sure it doesn't just leave it open-ended for any sort of standard to be brought in. I appreciate the flag.
Thank you, Senator Port. So, Senator Rarick, that sounds like an invitation to have further discussion. Thank you for that, Senator Port. Senator Rarick, you're good? Senator Gruenhagen?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, hey, thanks for the amendment that you added on here. It gives a little bit of flexibility. But when I read the new wording, you know, I have some of the same concerns Senator Rarick just stated. Therefore, they must achieve an 80% reduction in that. You know, I'd rather see this as a goal rather than a mandate, and this reads like a mandate. If I'm wrong, correct me. But I will just share one thing I just recently heard on the news, and it was in relationship to the Inflation Reduction Act, which I would rename the Inflation Increase Act, but that's for another day. But the point is, they said that the requirements for buildings in that in the green area of buildings is so complicated that they're paying millions of dollars to consultants to figure out how to build these buildings. And in fact, the report went on to say, in most cases, nothing's going to be done other than consultants make millions of dollars trying to figure this out. So I would just caution us that as we go down this path, that we don't get ahead of ourselves in terms of what is actually feasible and the cost. And again, I'm glad it only applies to new commercial rather than existing, but I think that, of course, I'm not a disciple of climate change, I'll tell you that, but that's another story. I just think you're going to increase cost and make it very unfeasible under a mandate. And again, I appreciate the amendment that provides some flexibility. And the result could be we don't build hardly anything out of this thing, okay? Therefore hurting the economy and ultimately tax revenues. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Gruenhagen. Senator Port, I don't know if you want to respond before the consultant industry lobbyists get a hold of Senator Gruenhagen. Senator Port.
I'm sure they will, but Mr. Chair, yes, I would just like to say the cheapest energy is the energy that we never use. So when we are looking at building new commercial buildings, the best thing that we can do for small businesses in Minnesota who lease these commercial buildings, who rent them to run their businesses, the biggest thing we can do to help them keep costs down for those rentals is to make sure we are building energy efficient buildings. And the industry is already moving in this direction. That's why we are using industry standards and just doing them more frequently. This doesn't change any of the major things that the industry is doing. It just simply accelerates how often we adopt those standards. We already adopt them anyway. It just continues to put that up to date so that as buildings are going in, as we are seeing all across the state, commercial growth, that the small businesses in our communities can also take advantage of lower energy costs by having energy efficient commercial buildings.
Thank you for that, Senator Port. And Senator Gruenhagen, to your point, we asked some questions earlier today about the membership of the Construction Codes Advisory Council, and I'm very glad to find that the representation is appropriate, including commercial building owners, occupiers, so they do have a voice for that. Having said that, we're going to lay the bill over. We already know that part, and with that, seeing no more member questions, thank you, Senator Port. The bill is laid over for possible inclusion. And with that, we're going to go to Senator Port again for Senate File 1404.
Thank you, Mr.
Just to be clear,
Chair.
sorry, Senator Port, just to be clear, Senate File 1368 is laid over as amended. Thank you for that, Senator Port. And with that, members, we're going to go now to Senate File 1404. And Senator Port, just to give you a heads up, we have the A4 here to Senate File 1404, if you want to put that on at the beginning.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to move the A4.
Senator Port offers the A4 amendment. You want to give a brief description, Senator Port, before we
Yes,
vote?
Mr. Chair, this is to make sure that we include both municipal electric and cooperative electric groups throughout the state of Minnesota. They wanted to also be included in this legislation. It also adds prevailing wage.
Thank you very much. Senator Port offers the A4 amendment. Members not seeing any comments, all in favor of adopting the A4 amendment signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The A4 amendment is adopted. Senator Port to Senate File 1404 as adopted, as amended.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. Senate 1404 is solar on public buildings. This is a bill that's modeled after our incredibly popular Solar on Schools building to help municipalities and state and local governments be able to bridge the cost to put solar on their public buildings. This has been wildly successful on our schools across the state and has been requested by counties, townships, and cities across the state of Minnesota to help bring down the cost of solar generating systems on public buildings. The energy cost for powering public buildings is the second highest cost for local governments after expenditures on elementary and secondary education. The use of on-site solar will help our cities, counties, towns, and townships and tribal governments reduce energy costs and save local governments hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Our local governments can use this saved money on other city investments, services, or pass the savings on to taxpayers. Besides savings to local governments, investments into solar on public buildings also strengthens our grid, making it more efficient, lower distribution needs, and reducing transmission loss, more resilient to extreme weather events, more secure, and helps our state and local governments meet not only clean energy goals, but the demands Minnesotans have for cleaner energy sources. There are two appropriations in the bill that are currently left blank until leadership and the chair develop their budget targets and evaluate how this program might fit in. Again, this program is modeled after the highly successful Solar on Schools program that passed a few years ago. And like Solar on Schools, this Solar on Public Buildings program is a smart investment for the state, and we anticipate that governments and tribes from all over Minnesota will use this program.
Thank you, Senator Port. Members, we'll do the testimony before going to member questions. I have Mr. O'Grady and then Isabel Ricker listed as testifiers. I see Mr. O'Grady at the table. Mr. O'Grady, welcome back to the committee. If you could introduce yourself and present your testimony, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair and members. For the record, my name is Logan O'Grady. I'm the Executive Director of the Minnesota Solar Energy Industries Association. Just as a quick reminder, MNSEA is a 501c6 trade organization. We have about 140 member companies, a little more, 143 as of today, that all contribute to our solar and energy storage industry in Minnesota, employing over 5,000 Minnesotans throughout the state. As Senator Port mentioned, energy costs for public buildings is the second highest cost for local governments. Just for context, a single commercial building spends about $17,500 per year on their electricity. and that's just one building. So if you're a local unit of government, you have many of those types of buildings. And then, of course, you have publicly owned event centers and other things that could be even higher. So investments in solar help the local unit of government reduce or even eliminate those annual expenses, and then those could be used by governments for other programming services, or even be passed back to the taxpayer if the local government chooses to do so. As Senator Port mentioned, although costs for solar are coming down, they are still a barrier to local units of government making these investments. Just again, for some context, a 40 kilowatt commercial system costs about $135,000, and up to a megawatt commercial system can be up to $1 million. So providing a program like this that can give local governments initial grants will help meet our clean energy goals, as well as save local units of government money. Just again, as a trade organization, our perspective for every committee hearing is to bring an industry perspective, and so I encourage lawmakers, whenever we're considering bills like this, they are also business signals. Minnesota competes in a 50-state market, and I want people to choose to do business here rather than anywhere else. And so programs like these send signals that we're a great place to invest and hire local workers. I can stick around for questions, Mr. Chair, and that's all I have.
Thanks, please do so, Mr. O'Grady. With that, I have Isabel Ricker from Fresh Energy on the testifier list. Ms. Ricker, welcome to the committee. If you could please introduce yourself and present your testimony.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Isabel Ricker. I'm the director of the Clean Electricity Program at Fresh Energy. We're a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization working to advance clean energy policy that works for all Minnesotans. We're appreciative of the opportunity to testify today in support of Senator Port's bill to advance solar installations for local and tribal government facilities across our state. The bill will help local and tribal governments make progress toward their climate and clean energy goals while achieving additional benefits in long-term energy savings and energy utility bill stability. Solar energy produces electricity with zero fuel cost and nearly zero maintenance cost over at least 20 years. Bill savings from a solar project can free up space in ever-tight budgets to support other local priorities. The program this bill would create will also provide technical assistance to public entities considering solar, which provides a very important support to these small institutions, and will encourage local governments to pursue cost-effective energy conservation measures as well to maximize energy savings. So in short, it builds on the success of other programs, as we've heard about today, the Solar on Schools program, and will ensure that all types of public facilities can access the benefits of solar energy while reducing greenhouse gas emissions and supporting clean energy jobs here in Minnesota. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done, Ms. Ricker. I have no other witnesses on the list, members of the public who wanted to testify to the bill that aren't on the list. Seeing none, we'll go to member questions. Members, it is our intention to lay the bill over for possible inclusion. Not seeing any hands. Senator Port, do you want to make any final comments to the bill before we lay it over?
Thank you for your consideration, Mr. Chair and members. I look forward to working with you on making this part of our omnibus bill.
Thank you very much. Well done, Senator Port. And with that, Senate File 1404 is laid over for possible inclusion as amended. With that, we're going to take about a 30-second recess while I talk to Senator Matthews. Ready? Go. Going to go slightly out of order on the agenda to number 11, Senator Xiong. That's Senate File 2294. And just for those keeping score at home, it would be our intention to see if we can get through the entire agenda here by running a little late on the committee time. If so, we would be able to avoid returning tonight at 6. And we're reaching out to Senator Putnam, whose bill is on the agenda. And so that's our long-winded way of saying we are trying to get through while being respectful of the time needed to present the bills. And with that, Senator Xiong, thank you for taking this bill out of order. Senate File 2294. To your bill, Senator Xiong.
Thank you, Chair and members. I have 2294 solar projects at closed landfill facilities appropriation. Members, there are over 111 closed landfills in Minnesota. These landfills use over 8,500 acres of land that is contaminated and otherwise unusable. In December 2020, the Minnesota Environmental Quality Board released a feasibility study exploring the potential to deploy solar on sites within Minnesota's closed landfill program. The study estimated that there is potential to generate 950 megawatts of solar on 4,500 acres in the closed landfill program, enough to power over 100,000 homes. However, several barriers limit the development of solar on closed and landfill program sites, including use restrictions due to geo bond financing and uncertainty related to costs, as solar development may be more costly and complex in the closed landfills than on a greenfield or a uncontaminated site. This bill attempts to remove these two barriers by appropriating $20 million to retire outstanding bonds and provide upfront grants to incentivize the development of solar on these sites. That $20 million breaks down as follows. $10 million from the RDA fund for sites within the Excel territory, $5 million to retire bonds and $5 million for grants, $10 million from the general fund for sites outside of the Excel territory, $5 million to retire bonds, and then $5 million for grants. 55 sites in the closed landfill program have use restrictions due to outstanding bonds, which is far exceeding the appropriation in this bill. However, the EQB study identifies 5 top sites that are conducive to solar. These top 5 sites have an estimated outstanding bond obligation of $7.5 million, mixed between Excel and non-Excel territory. And so this initial investment should reach up the top 5 sites to eliminate the outstanding bonds and move these projects towards solar development. And so overall, this is a smart way to maximize the economic use of otherwise unusable or underutilized land in Minnesota. And sorry for that, but
No, well done. Thank you, Senator Xiong. I know Mr. O'Grady is back to testify. Mr. O'Grady, if you could reintroduce yourself, please, and to the bill briefly.
Thank you, Senator. Mr. Chair, Logan O'Grady, Executive Director of MNC. I'll be very brief. As Senator Xiong said, this is a great opportunity to transform 4,500 acres of otherwise unusable land into 950 megawatts of solar. That's over 100,000 Minnesota homes. As Senator Xiong mentioned, this bill aims to break down some of the barriers in front of that development. And just, again, as an industry-led nonprofit, our perspective is just this is another tool in our toolbox to deploy more solar and help meet our clean energy goals while also bringing costs down for local residents. So I can stick around again.
Thank you, Mr. O'Grady. Members, it is the intention to lay this bill over. And for those that are wondering about the RDA general obligation bond issue, that was thoroughly discussed and will continue to be so discussed. Any member questions? Senator Rarick.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You mentioned that 5 sites were identified as the top sites. Were 2 things I'm wondering, are those sites, was part of that consideration, are they in locations that are going to be good for tying into the system? And are they also sites that where testing has been done so that there's no potential to need to dig up the sites in the near future to prevent any leakage or anything like that?
Thank
Senator
you.
Xiong.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Senator Burke. Yeah, so they were sites that were identified in the 95-page report, I think it was the 2020 report that the EQB had released. And so they are optimal sites, and Mr. O'Grady can go into more detail on that.
Thank you,
Miss-
Senator Xiong. Oh, sorry. Senator Xiong. Senator Rarick. Mr. O'Grady.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Senator Rarick, yeah, there were 110 sites studied, and they kind of ranked them in an order of feasibility on all those things that you mentioned, and so those are the top 5 that in this bill we're specifically targeting.
Thank you, Mr. O'Grady. Senator Rarick, any follow-up? All right, Senator Rarick is good. Members, any other questions for Senator Xiong? I'm now told by council that this bill does need to be sent to capital investment, so if that changes the nature of any member questions, here's your chance. All right, not seeing any. Members, Senator Xiong, any comments before we move to pass the bill as amended, sending it to capital investment?
Thank you, Chair and members. I think it's a opportunity for us to look into, and we will surely be working with MMB and the different departments to make sure that we get a little bit of clarity on the geo bonds and some of the use restrictions.
Thank you, Senator Xiong. With that, Senator Mitchell moves that Senate File 2294 be referred with a recommendation to pass to the Capital Investment Committee. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? That motion is passed and the bill is referred. Thank you, Senator Xiong. We're going to take another 30 seconds for me to talk to Senator Matthews. Folks, what we're going to do is we're going to go now to Senate File 2689, and that's me.
All right, Senator Frentz, as you are getting ready there, would you like to tell us a little bit about your bill? Senate File 2689.
I sure would. Members, Senate File 2689 is a merely technical correction that has to do with appropriations. There are no amendments to it and is simply making technical changes for the Solar for Schools program. This was brought to us by the department. I do not propose we have any great discussion about it, but happy to answer questions. Again, Mr. Chair, it is a technical correction asking for you to approve Senate File 2689, and I believe send it to the floor.
All right, to your amendment, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right, with, to your bill as amended. Or there's no amendment, right? Okay. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong one here. No, and we're gonna send it to the floor.
I hope so, Mr. Chair. I'm asking you to move that we do send it
Okay,
to the floor.
so, all those in favor of moving it, to the floor, to general register? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right, passes. There we go. Sorry. All right, to your next bill, Senate File 2690.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members, and thank you for taking a few minutes. Senate File 2690 is an appropriation for the XL territory for Solar for Schools. This familiarity with Solar for Schools, and as Senator Port pointed out, its extreme popularity. This essentially appropriates $1 million for the program out of the general fund for those projects located outside the XL territory. within the XL territory. This is administered by the utility, of course, and the Department of Commerce. This has, as members know, traditionally enjoyed significant bipartisan support. Mr. Chair, I do not have any amendments, but happy to take any questions regarding Senate File 2690.
All right, thank you, Senator Frentz. To the members, any members' questions to the author? Senator Gruenhagen.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, just the input I've had, it's a vehicle bill. Is this a vehicle bill?
I'm not familiar.
Senator Frentz.
Senator Gruenhagen, it's appropriating $1 million, and that may be a little bit above my pay grade.
Senator Gruenhagen.
Okay, that's enough.
All right. Any other members? Senator Green.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. To the author of the bill, you got $1 million here for solar on schools. How many, is this going to be appropriated? Do we know how many schools this is going to do? Is it just a pilot or what?
Senator Frentz.
Thank you, Senator Green. That actually is the kind of thing I think we should be talking about. This is $1 million outside the XL territory, and if you're familiar with the solar on schools, it typically has two components. First of all, we partner with the school, big and small, to allow them the solar energy, and there's also a requirement in the program that there be an educational component. So Nicollet High School in my district, graduating classes of 30 kids. If we were to have that school apply successfully, this money could be used not only to put solar on the roof of Nicollet High School, go Raiders, but also that it would be a requirement that they would use that to educate the students there about solar. And so that's the intention.
Any further questions? All right, and then Senator Frentz, any closing comments?
I do not have any closing comments.
All right, and so we will need to move this over to finance. All those in favor of the motion to, Senator Klein's motion to move this bill into finance? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. No. Motion passes. Senator Frentz, your bill is on its way to finance. All right, Senator Frentz, your next bill, 2542.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. I appreciate your patience as we extended the committee time. This bill actually is a little bit controversial, and essentially what it does is provides biodiesel B100 to be used for peaking plants for the 100% carbon-free by 2040 bill. When I say controversial, what I mean is this would be, in my opinion, a slight modification of the Clean Energy by 2040 standard that we just passed out of this committee and on the floor this year. The logic behind this bill, in my opinion, is simple. We're trying to create pathways for the peaking power plants. These are power sources used maybe 3-4 days a year, and we're trying to recognize the role of biofuels, including biodiesel, and as you well know, my interest in ethanol. So this was a little bit of a chance to modify the definition of what counts as clean under the original 2040 bill that we passed. I think the value of that would be worth considering. I will just tell you before you start your questions that I have received some considerable pushback on this idea, but I'm having the bill heard and glad to hear it. And with that, I have Mr. Smentek here, Mr. Chair, who I hope will be able to testify, who can present some of the logic and also the efficacy of it. As I like to say about biofuels, it's not simply where we are now, it's where American innovation is going to take biofuels as part of our energy mix. And with that, I would like to invite Mankato's own Joe Smentek, the Executive Director of Minnesota Soybean, to testify, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Smentek, to your testimony.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Senator Frentz. Minnesota Soybean Growers Association is happy to support Senate File 2542. As Senator Frentz laid out, this would be a bill that would allow for the first 400 hours of the 8,760 hours in a year that a peaking plant would run on B100. A lot of these devices have 15,000 to 50,000 hours before they need their first service. Their lifespan is a lot longer than that. We have a lot of these out in rural Minnesota. And this bill would allow those to keep these a viable investment for those small towns that have them, and allow for some use without penalty if these are needed in an emergency. As Senator Frentz stated, these are very rarely used in rural communities. In talking with some of my farmers familiar in St. James, for example, theirs hasn't been run in the last few years. However, given an emergency, if the power grid were to be in trouble, this would provide needed energy to the area in those cases of emergency, and this would allow for them to do so in a way that wouldn't get them penalized under the new 100% carbon-free bill that was just passed. As we build up a renewable energy grid and move away from fossil fuel-fired base load plants, this allows the small towns and rural communities to fully depreciate their assets and cut carbon as they do that. Using B100 can cut carbon loads over petroleum diesel by 74 to 78%, depending on the bad report or the good report, depending on which one you want to use, but still over 74% versus the petroleum diesel. These peaking plants are a vital part of the reliable grid. One of the energy experts I talked to when preparing my testimony stated he wouldn't want to live in an area without them. And we can use them now with B100 to cut that carbon. And this also is seen as far as the Soybean Growers Association goes, as a temporary solution as well. This is with the technology we have available today, this afternoon, this 74 to 78%. We've been investing with the University of Minnesota in new technologies. The preliminary data we have for using a fully soybean oil feedstock with the new technology actually puts us carbon negative. So reducing that 74% down to a level where we will meet the legislation that you guys passed by 2040, but we're just not there quite today. So this will allow us to cut carbon and do it today. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Smentek. Any member questions? Senator Matthews.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Senator Frentz, having flashbacks to debate from a couple of months ago. Mr. Chair, why the 400-hour cap? Does the technology change in the 401st hour? Or if it is as good as your testifier stated with the technology, why would we impose an artificial cap when we need to seek reliable forms of energy?
Senator Frentz.
Senator Matthews, thank you for the question. As you may know, the 400 is the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency, and I believe a federal designation for what constitutes peaking. So these are the units that are brought onto the grid, let's say 3-4 days a year in a typical fashion, and 400 hours is simply the point that they chose. And the reason I did that, in my opinion, what we're saying is, look, it's 75% carbon free. It's only used a few days a year. You might argue this represents actual carbon emissions for the entire year of less than 1%. And because of the small towns that have purchased some of this equipment, and Mr. Smentek's referring to the depreciation, and because I would like this to get some serious consideration, and not everybody likes the idea that we would be approaching it this way, I choose to treat it as just peaking plants for now. Your point is well taken. The technology is not any different with the 401st hour, but that's the way the bill is drafted, and that's the spirit in which I'm offering it and asking members to consider it.
Senator Matthews.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So we had a robust debate in committee and on the floor trying to get more things added to the list of what would be allowed, what technology has proven is clean energy. And you can go and review the tape for how that all went. So I hope that there's opportunity for more things to get added to the list after some glaring holes were left with the blackout bill and its passage. This will be an interesting step we take here, and hopefully we come back with more things down the road that need to be added to the list. Thank you.
Thank you,
Anything else,
Senator.
Chair?
Yeah, thank you, Senator Matthews. Again, I think, first of all, this wasn't really proposed to me until after the 2040 bill passed. As you know, I'm an advocate for biofuels, not just in the energy sector, but in the transportation sector. And I'm happy to have a lot of conversations. This particular legislation is not moving in the other body at this time. And so part of my theory, as with some of the bills we heard today, is let's talk a little bit about this. And again, this would be particularly attractive for those smallest municipalities that had their own electrical generation, and they own these peaking facilities, and it would save them a few bucks at a time when we're asking for those utilities to make somewhat of a transition. That's my 2 cents anyway.
All right, thank you, Chair. Chair Senator Frentz, Senator Rarick, and then Gruenhagen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. One question, seeing that this is for use with the biofuel, do we know if the majority of these systems that are out there can run on the biofuel, or will they have to make investments for transitioning from diesel over to the biofuel, or in what those costs might potentially be?
Senator Frentz.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Senator Eric. I know a little, but with your permission, I'll have Mr. Smentek address it more specifically. There is some conversion, but hopefully modest.
Mr. Smentek.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Senator Eric. 99% of the units that are out there in the state of Minnesota now can burn B100 in the diesel generators. There are some few ones where there may be a hose or two that is at issue, but it is minimal investment that needs. It's unlike some of the other biofuels. Biodiesel is pretty drop into these generators.
Senator Rarick. Senator Gruenhagen.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, thanks for recognizing the importance of the peak facilities, as we discussed previously, and Senator Rarick talked about too a little bit, and Senator Matthews. My question is, the only concern I brought on the biodiesel is that at extreme temperatures, especially cold, that they can clog up and not be very usable. If you'd like to respond to that.
Senator Frentz, to the Minnesota cold.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Senator Gruenhagen. As you might expect, I'm going to have Mr. Smentek address that. B100 is not perfect, but the spirit of the bill I'm putting in front of you is that it's an option that we should be looking at. With that, Mr. Chair, maybe Mr. Smentek has a comment.
Mr. Smentek.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Senator Frentz and Senator Gruenhagen. Yes, 20 years ago when we started biodiesel mandate, the specifications were much different. The current biodiesel, in the way it's made in the state of Minnesota, specifically using soybean oil, the cold flow properties are much, much better than they were 2 decades ago. So most of the time that is not at issue. Most of those issues can be solved with a small tank heater. And if this fuel is stored indoor, where a lot of the fuel is stored with these generators, it's not an issue for the temperature-wise. That being said, this is not a mandate. They don't have to use the B100. If they were worried about that, they can use the other petroleum diesel fuel and then just follow the requirements on buying credits or whatever is listed in the bill.
Mr. Gruenhagen. Senator Gruenhagen.
Okay, no, I appreciate that response, and because obviously these peak facilities are used in extreme weather conditions, and like a polar vortex would be an extreme weather condition, and we head down to 30 below zero, I think it was 2019, and so I appreciate the little bit of flexibility in your comment that you made. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
If I can follow up, Mr. Chair,
Mr. Smentek.
I will point out too, the Park Service, the United States Federal Park Service has been using B100 in their vehicles in Yellowstone in temperatures down to -20, -30 for a number of years now. A number of municipalities and states, New York, Massachusetts, use B100 in vehicles in that cold temperature and haven't had the problems now that we experienced in the early 90s when this started.
Thank you, Mr. Smentek. Any other member questions? Senator Frentz, through your bill.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, members. This is a discussion we should be having. We're always telling everybody we're technology agnostic. But Senator Gruenhagen, just to this point, even in the 6 years since I joined the Senate and served in the Agriculture Committee, there's been innovation in biodiesel. I remember we were at Farm Fest when people were saying, well, you can't go to B20, it's going to gum up the engine, it's all messed up. And Other people were saying, no, we've advanced and now it's workable. And now we're sitting here talking to you about B100. And just to be clear, Mr. Chair, electric utility like a municipal, even if it's the smallest one in the state, can already use this technology. And if you follow the math of the peaking plant, they would be responsible for, under the partial credit language of the 2040 bill, 75% times about 1% of their days a year. So if they felt reliability-wise it was in their interest, they and their members would enjoy that benefit. And to Mr. Spentek's credit, they would have to buy a renewable energy credit on the order of about 0.2%. And since we've talked about the 2040 bill and the possibility of utilities maybe having to buy 5% of renewable energy credits, that is a cost. It is passed on to those municipal utility. But the spirit of this would be that it would be a relatively minor one when compared to those others.
All right, thank you, Senator Frentz. And Senate members, Senate File 2542 will be laid over for possible inclusion. And Senator Frentz, I imagine you will be giving us outlook for today, the rest of the committee.
First of all, thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Thank you, members. Folks, we're going to have to come back at 6 for the Senator Putnam bill. That is a bill that I think people are going to want to hear on green fertilizer, but as 2 of the witnesses for that bill are not available until 6 p.m., members have to reconvene the committee. While we have some members that will be remote, yes, we'll be back here in 11:50. While we have members that'll be remote, it is a, as I clearly stated, we're going to be meeting in MSB 1200. That's what I meant to say. My point is that this is a bipartisan bill that we expect to have some support on the committee. Therefore, the members that are not here in person hopefully will be able to participate. And with that, we are in recess until 6 p.m. tonight in MSB 1200. Thank you, everybody.